Fake. These are all his mates who let him do BS reversals on them in order to help him sell it so he can sell more instructions. None of them are even putting a cross-face on him or a DOS on their knees, so they have no weight on him and are much easier to turn over. Fake.
There is another video where he elaborates. One thing that can be more of a challenge than in say mount or back is how going for a submission compromise control.
How does he do that?
The second we make any grip adjustment, we give him space here.
Alright, so this first one is going to be a consistent theme throughout the video. He loves doing this. He does this all the time. So what he's going to look to do is look to grip the inside of his hamstring and reinforce a wedge around his opponent's waist, kind of like how he does it from reverse tight waist or octopus guard. And from then he's going to start swinging his legs back and forth, penduluming his legs back and forth, and that'll help him do a few things. One of the things is it'll help him prop up onto this elbow, but the other thing is sometimes it makes the guy base out with this arm. And from there, Craig can grab it and sort of stuff it between his legs and sort of sandwich it there whilst he does basically a hip toss. So he'll snake that arm and sort of sandwich it between his legs and sort of trap that arm that would be basing as he does a hip toss. Now he doesn't always trap the arm with his legs, sometimes he elects to just control the wrist, but basically it's just catching the arm that would be stopping the hip toss. So once he props up onto this elbow, he's going to look to transfer from a tight waist to a more traditional high underhook and basically do an ogoshi for everyone that speaks Danaher. Grabs the wrist, transfers to a more traditional underhook, traps the arm, pops up onto his elbow, sends him over. Ogoshi. Now this hamstring grip is so handy. If you think about it in an MMA context, if you've watched Luke Rockhold versus Paulo Costa, Luke Rockhold uses this hamstring grip briefly in their fight, and it did one of two things. One, it stops the opponent from being able to posture up and land punches and elbows, and two, it keeps them in place so they're unable to advance their position or even get out of the position. Think about it kind of like how you keep someone's posture broken in close guard. This is a concept that'll keep coming up later on in the video. If you're on side control top and you're holding the guy, are you really holding the guy or is the guy holding you?
What you have to understand is side control is you gotta look at it differently. Too many people look at side control like it's his position. He's in control. He's in side control. But if you look at the guard, I just want to talk about this. Like the guard, everyone says like grappling wise, like I'm in control. I have control of this body, right? If we flip over, I'm still in control. Now it got even better. I went from the guard to the mount because the position is the same. A lot of times they'll say the guard and the mount are very similar. In other words, I can do an arm bar from the mount, I can do an arm bar from the guard. It's still the same position. It's just we're flip-flopped and gravity's a little bit different. But wait a minute. If we're in side control and I have the underhook and we're here, I'm in control, but same position and we flip over, how come I'm not in control? So the side control is like when you flip it over, it's not like the guard and the mount, okay? It literally changes who's in control in everyone's mind. So what you need to do a lot of times is you have to realize that's not true. Like a lot of the techniques I can do in top side control, I can still do them in bottom side control. So it's really perspective. It's how you look at it. Again, if he's dominating me with a shoulder, he's certainly in control. If I'm dominating him with my shoulder, I don't feel like I'm out of position, to be honest. Like certainly he's on top in a tournament, certainly he's winning, but it's not that bad. If you look at side control like you're being dominated, then you're mentally not thinking of it the right way. This needs to be looked at like your position. Even, I don't care if I'm on the bottom. It's all perspective.
So I've also seen him do this exact throw without the underhook. So if we're looking at it through the lens of standing wrestling and judo throws from supine, if this is a hip toss then without the underhook, it would be a headlock throw. So you'll use that same hamstring grip, especially from the headlock variation, to minimize the risk of his back getting taken. So hopefully this will start setting the scene and opening your minds into seeing these reversals as the exact same as the standing wrestling and judo throws, just from a different position, from a grounded position.
I see that you know your judo well.